Imagine stepping into your shower thinking it's just water, only to realize you're absorbing the same chlorine you'd never want to drink. In fact, one shower could be like drinking 8 glasses of treated tap water. The question is, what's really lurking in your water? You can't see it, but every time you bathe, your skin drinks it in. And it's not just your showers, it's your tap water, it's your pools, your spas, a lifelong dosage of this. Stick with me, and by the end, you'll know how to protect yourself and your family. Welcome back, folks. If you guys appreciate this awareness, please start this off with a thumbs up. The more I research this, the more it really makes me feel like, how can we possibly trust who's supposed to protect us? I'm talking about every day when you take a shower and more. You guys got to see what I dug up on this. Check this out.
Get out of the shower and you are dizzy and nauseous, you think, oh, I showered too hot. No, you didn't. The shower head cuts open the water molecules and the chlorine turns into gas and fills your shower and turns it into a gas chamber, a chlor gas chamber or chlorine gas chamber. But then there are 256 different chemicals found in our drinking water, including all the drugs that are used for psychosomatic treatments, psychiatric treatments, and so on. So everything that people take, they pee out, the water gets basically back into the water stream, coming back to us through the water pipe. And now we have all these medicines in there. There is even radiation in our drinking water and so on. If it comes from the government, don't trust it. Make it yourself.
Wait till you hear what I got next. It gets worse. And the part that really bugs me is I've been taking a shower my entire life. I've been jumping into pools my entire life. And finding out this, well, it really aggravates me. Now, like I said, you guys want to know what you can do to protect yourself from what you're about to see? Stick around to the end. I'll give you a lot more information. What I'm putting in between the faucet water and my mouth, really good affordable filtration systems. I'll talk more about that at the end. And if you want to jump right to it, it'll be in the description and the pinned comment. But most importantly, you guys just need to be aware of what's going on.
Showering for 10 minutes without just regular city water is equivalent to drinking 11 glasses of chlorinated water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you're breathing it in and the chlorine goes right into your bloodstream. Remember, chlorine is a halogen type of chemical that causes thyroid disruption. So here's the test that I did. Took a glass of chlorinated water, just regular tap water. First thing I did is measure the chlorine. I showed chlorine in the water. Here's the test. Okay, great. Safe to swim in. Put my hand in the water for 30 seconds, pulled it out, remeasured, no chlorine in the water. Where did it go? Went right into my bloodstream.
Holy crap.
Yeah. We need to filter our water, drink filtered water, shower in filtered water. Look, if you can't afford a whole house system, buy a carbon filter for your shower head for $50.
Now, let me show you a quick example. Some of you guys haven't seen this. This is a real deal. Now, there's drinking it from your tap water, which is one thing. Remember, this is the cheapest way for them to treat this water. But what I want you to remember when you watch this is, how many times have you jumped in a pool? How many times have you taken a shower? All right, so this is something that you guys can do from home yourself. I haven't done it yet, but I've watched several videos, and I don't even know if I want to do it after watching it. He's filling up these glasses with unfiltered water from the tap. This is what a lot of us deal with. This is what we shower in. So there's this little solution that you can drip into the water. He's doing even amount drips in each glass. Now, this detects the level of chlorine. As you can see, it's turning yellow. That is the detection of some serious chlorine. What he's doing there is he's putting his hand in the water for about 15 seconds, and then he adds the drops. Is the water going to detect as much chlorine, or did his skin absorb all of the chlorine out of that water? Wait 10 or 15 seconds. Do you see how much chlorine has disappeared from the water? Where did it go? It went into your body. Now, this next video I give you guys is going to be what tips you over the edge. It is a lot of facts, it's a lot of information, and you're gonna wanna make a change if you haven't made a change yet. Now, this is what I picked up recently, and I don't know why I hadn't done it earlier, seriously. High quality filters that you can put on your shower head. Easy to do. You can do this at home. It comes with everything. It comes with the tape. It comes with the seal tape. I even ordered a couple extra filters. They're not very expensive at all. I got one for the master shower and the kids shower. Like I said, after you see this next bit of information, you're just like, you're gonna have to do something. Also find a link for one of these things and I'll put it down there. This will test your water and it'll test anything in it. If there's something in your water, this will detect it. Now, I've talked about RO filters on this channel before, which ones I've used for the last 3 or 4 years. They're not as expensive as the other ones on the market, but they're high quality RO filters and they've got a lot of different systems. They've got entire home systems. Check it out, because what scares a lot of people away of getting the better quality filters is cost. And I've checked costs across the board. Like I said, this is probably the best bang for the buck that I have found that actually works good. I've used them for years. So again, the point is you guys getting filtration systems that work. Doesn't have to be this one. Do your research. This is the one that I've used for the past few years because I wanted to find one that was affordable enough for the community that also performed really, really well. And another thing, guys, is when the chlorine is in the water and you're in the shower, the steam, it goes into your lungs, a whole different problem. I'll be quiet. Just watch this. This is going to give you a load of information.
There's a low concentration gas chamber in your house. You walk into it every single morning. You walk into it every single night. Your skin pays the price. Your lungs pay the price. Your hair pays the price. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found that a 10-minute hot shower exposes you to as much chlorine as drinking 2 liters of tap water a day. Inhaled, absorbed through the skin, straight into your bloodstream. No filter, no warning, no label. For decades, this was buried in scientific journals. Then dermatologists kept selling creams. Filter companies kept selling cartridges. The water utility kept doing what was cheapest.
Isn't that something? It kind of goes back to the old saying, create the problem and then create the solution. They're using the cheapest stuff available, not the best stuff. They don't spend the money or go through all the stuff to take it through an RO filter for us to drink. They use a chemical, and the cheapest chemical, the most available chemical, and then somehow intertwined in there is the whole medical side of things, because they'll get you some creams, they'll fix the problems. I'm telling you, the more you dig, the more you find.
They kept using chlorine because it was the cheapest disinfectant on earth. And what poisons you slowly cannot be patented, cannot be sued, cannot be recalled. This is the story of the most dangerous room in your house. Let me describe a person you might know. She is 68 years old. She wakes up. Her skin itches. She steps into the bathroom. She turns on the shower. The water hits her shoulders hot and steaming, and she breathes deep. She gets out 15 minutes later. Her skin is red. Her eyes burn slightly. Her chest feels tight. She thinks it is age. She thinks it is the dry winter air. She thinks it is the soap. Her dermatologist agrees. He prescribes a moisturizer for $50 a tube. A study published in the journal Dermatology, looking at 756 adults 65 and older, found that 55.6% had clinically diagnosed dry skin. Among adults over 75, the rate climbs to 75%. Doctors call it senile xerosis. They blame the years, they blame genetics, they blame the heater. Nobody blames the shower. Nobody asks what is in the water that touches the patient twice a day, every day, for 50 years. And here is where the story turns. In 1984, a researcher named Dr. Helena Brown published a paper in the American Journal of Public Health. She studied how the human skin absorbs chemicals from drinking water, and her conclusion was direct and devastating. She wrote that skin absorption of contaminants had been underestimated, and that drinking the water might not be the main route of exposure at all. That paper landed in academic libraries. The general public never heard about it. Then came Dr. Julian Andelman, professor of water chemistry at the University of Pittsburgh. He set up a controlled exposure chamber. He measured volatile chemicals coming off shower water. He found that hot showers liberate around 50% of dissolved chloroform into the air. He found that hot showers liberate around 80% of dissolved trichloroethylene into the air. He calculated that taking a 10-minute shower exposes you to as much chlorination byproduct as drinking 2 liters of the same water. Then, a separate study published in the journal New Scientist in 1986 made it worse. Researchers at the American Chemical Society reported that household exposure to volatile chemicals through showering and bathing could be 6 to 100 times higher than from drinking the same water. 6 to 100 times higher. For decades, in every home in America, with water that meets every legal standard. Hold that number in your head. Now let me show you what is in your shower water.
I don't know about you guys, but this is aggravating to me to know that this is allowed. And I understand governments not being able to fork over. They fork over a lot of money in places that we don't feel like it really needs to go, right? So why can't they give us clean drinking water with a better non-toxic chemical or filtration system like RO, reverse osmosis system, versus letting tons of our tax money go in all kinds of places. Take that into effect. You might not want to drink your tap water because you know better, but knowing that you go take a shower and it could be 6 to 100 times worse for you. No bueno.
Standard. Hold that number in your head. Now let me show you what is in your shower water. The Environmental Protection Agency sets the maximum allowed level of chlorine in tap water at 4 milligrams per liter. That is the legal ceiling. Most utilities run between 0.5 milligram and 3.5 milligrams. That chlorine kills bacteria. That is its job. It also reacts with organic matter in the pipes. That reaction creates a class of chemicals called trihalomethanes, or TRHMs. The four most common are chloroform, bromidichloromethane, dibromochloromethane, and bromoform. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies chloroform as a possible human carcinogen, group 2B. The EPA sets the maximum level of total trihalomethanes in drinking water at 80 micrograms per liter. Below that number, the law calls your water safe. The law was written for drinking. The law was not written for showering. There's no federal standard for inhaled chlorine in a closed bathroom. There is no federal standard for dermal absorption during a hot shower. You are protected when you drink. You're not protected when you bathe. And here's the part the shower industry does not advertise. Hot water changes everything. At room temperature, chlorine sits dissolved in the water, mostly stable, mostly contained. Heat the water to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature most people shower at, and the chemistry shifts. Up to half of the dissolved chloroform vaporizes off the water surface. The shower head atomizes the water into millions of tiny droplets, increasing the surface area by thousands of times. The bathroom door is closed. The fan is not always on. The vapor concentrates in a small, enclosed space. Your pores open. Your blood vessels dilate. Your lungs work harder, taking in more vapor with every breath. Studies measuring blood chloroform levels found that they spike higher after a hot shower than after drinking the same water. The vapor goes through your alveoli straight into your bloodstream, bypassing the liver entirely. The skin absorbs the rest. Warm, wet skin is roughly 4 times more permeable than cold, dry skin. For an older adult, the situation is worse. Aged skin has less natural lipid content. The barrier is thinner. The penetration is faster. Every shower is a chemical exposure event. Every shower for 40 years is 1,460 exposure events per year, 58,400 over a lifetime.
This is what I'm talking about. When you learn that kind of stuff, and then you look at the exposure rate, 400 to 500,000 exposure times over a lifetime, that is nuts. If you guys have stuck around, you guys got this far in the video, we've got a couple options. We already know that we need to switch out from non-toxic stuff and the everyday stuff, the soaps, the conditioners, the toothpaste, the detergent, the food we eat, just our everyday. We got to watch labels, right? We got to watch labels. We've got an amazing store for that. But furthermore, we need to do what we can in every facet of our life, including the water, including the showers. I sit here and think about, man, the level of chlorine in a pool compared to a shower. We're just talking about a shower. Imagine a pool. It's not good, folks. Do what you can. Continue to learn. Continue to do research. Continue to plug in here. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell if you haven't. I've got a lot more great stuff coming down the pipe. Please share this out. This is the type of stuff they definitely don't want people to know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.